Listen up, Margaret. We are never letting you live with us. Got it?
Rachel? I'm sorry, what is this about? I don't remember ever talking about living with you before.
I'm simply letting you know we will never let you live with us.
Rachel, what's gotten into you all of a sudden?
I figured you'd ask us eventually, so I'm making myself clear. I'd rather not deal with any bullying from my mother-in-law, you know?
Is that what you're worried about? I suppose I'm grateful you made your position clear to me, but I'd like to make myself clear too. I never had any intention of living together with you and Eddie.
Huh?
My relationship with my mother-in-law was what broke up my own marriage 20 years ago. So I knew I would never want to put my own daughter-in-law through what happened to me. You can ask Eddie about this yourself. I've told him that I'll take care of myself when I get old.
When you get old, huh? So that means you want to live with us now until you get old to save money, doesn't it?
No, dear. I'm still working and have more than enough means to take care of myself, including saving up for when I retire. So no, I have no need to live with you in order to save money. I'm doing fine on my own right now. And just to be clear again, I don't believe I'll ask to live with you in the future either. So please, calm down. There's no need for you to make such a strong declaration like this.
You're not gonna get me to let down my guard so easily, Margaret. I know you're making plans as we speak to sneak your way into our lives. I've got you all figured out.
I am making no such plans.
Cut the act, Margaret. I have evidence that proves you're gonna try and move in with us.
Evidence?
And I won't let you get away with it.
What evidence?
You lose, Margaret. Game over.
What in the world are you talking about?
Hey, Mom. Sorry I haven't messaged you in a while. How are the preparations going?
Hello, Eddie. Yes, they're going just fine. I never expected to have to deal with moving houses at my age, but you did just get married and leave home. So I guess you could say that the timing was just right, I suppose.
Yeah, probably. Tomorrow's the big day, huh? I mentioned this before, but I'm out of town on business and I won't be able to help you out.
That's fine, Eddie. I went ahead and hired a moving company that will take care of everything, from packing to transporting and unloading.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, and by the way, I had a question for you. Do you have a moment?
Sure, Mom, what's up?
Have you said anything to Rachel about me moving in with you recently?
Huh? No, never. I mean, you've always said you had no interest in moving in with us.
Yes, and my feelings on that are still unchanged.
I thought so, and I've talked to Rachel about this before. What brings that up?
Rachel sent me a line message the other day. She suddenly declared that she would never let me move in with you.
That's weird. Why did she do that?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you. But it seems like you don't know what's going on either.
Yeah, that's news to me.
I know we've never gotten along particularly well, but I have no idea what I could have said that would give her the impression I want to live with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're moving tomorrow and everything. She's aware of that, so she's gotta know that there's no way for you to live with us.
I thought so too. I wonder what in the world has gotten into her.
Yeah, I'll try and talk to her. I get back from my business trip in 2 days. I'll ask her about it then.
Thank you, Eddie. Please do.
Hey, Margaret. How's it feel? Was it lonely when you pulled up to our apartment, ready to force your way in with us, only to find it completely empty?
Huh? Good evening, Rachel. Are you still going on about that?
LOL, don't try and turn this around on me. I can only imagine the look on your face when you pulled up with the moving trucks, ready to barge in on our lives and start controlling us, only to discover we had already moved out before you got there.
Rachel.
I knew you were trying to force your way into our apartment, Margaret. I've known for weeks now. Sorry to rain on your parade, but we've already moved out of that house and into my parents' house. Your plan was a complete failure. But I do kind of feel bad for you. So, I tell you what, you take care of the place and I'll let you live there for 10 grand a month. Oh wait, that's right. You can't afford that on your measly little part-time salary, can you? I bet you don't even make 10 grand in a whole year. Too bad.
Oh my, $10,000 a month? That's awfully steep. But even if I could pay that, I wouldn't.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm living on my own, so I'm fine.
What a sad, lonely way to retire.
I'm not retiring for another 10 years.
Yeah, which is exactly why you hatched your plot in the first place.
Rachel, listen.
What now?
You're right, I did move today. But I didn't move into your old apartment.
Huh?
I was appointed by corporate to be the deputy branch manager at our new facility in Miami. So I'm renting out my old house and moving into a new one in the Miami suburbs.
Deputy branch manager? Weren't you just a part-timer?
Oh, I haven't been a part-timer for years now, Rachel. I joined this company soon after my divorce when I was trying to support my kids as a single mother. And they eventually made me full-time. And things had gone so smoothly after that I rose through the ranks to the point that they're giving me this new assignment.
Wow.
Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm sure I told your mother all about that when we first met before the wedding. Were you listening during our conversation? I could see how you would misunderstand things if you were only listening to bits and pieces at a time.
I guess I wasn't.
This is just a guess, but were you under the impression that I was so hard up for money working part-time that I had to rely on you two for support in order to make ends meet? I suppose you may have thought that when Eddie moved out, I started having trouble keeping up with the house payment. And then when Eddie mentioned to you that I was moving, your preconceived notions of my financial position and your general dislike for me filled in the gaps of information left from my discussion with your mother. And you assumed that your meddling mother-in-law was finally carrying out her wicked plan, or something to that effect. And then, in an attempt to counteract my alleged plan, you immediately made plans to move out before I moved in. Do I have all that right?
Well, I mean, you didn't seem like the type to be getting promoted at your job or anything.
Is that so? You said you were moving into your parents' house, but tell me, did you also move Eddie's things there already?
Yeah, why?
When I talked to Eddie online yesterday, he didn't seem to be aware that any of this was going on. Your parents' house is at least a 2-hour drive from Eddie's company, and that's on a good day. Did you think of Eddie's commute when you made this move? Did you talk to Eddie about any of this before you made the decision to move?
Well,
If you really made this decision alone and left Eddie completely out of the loop, I think you might just be in a world of trouble, Rachel.
Rachel!
Hi, Eddie. Are you back from your business trip?
Rachel, what were you thinking? How could you do this without talking to me first?
I know this must come as a bit of a surprise, but I can explain. Anyway, I'm going to live at my parents' house for a while.
I'm divorcing you.
Huh?
I never thought you would be this much of a self-centered, careless moron! I'm divorcing you as soon as possible!
But why? Margaret! Talk some sense into Eddie, would you?
Oh, hello again, Rachel. What's going on with Eddie?
He wants to divorce me.
I suppose this must have something to do with you moving without telling him, yes?
But, I mean, what am I supposed to do about that? I already moved. I canceled the lease on the old apartment, and you're already down in Miami. He's got nowhere else to go but here.
Isn't that precisely the problem?
Huh?
You still don't get it. From Eddie's point of view, what you did was force him to move in with his mother-in-law against his will. which is exactly what you were so afraid of me doing. Despite, may I add, the fact that I had no such intentions.
Wait. Oh no.
So you finally get it.
Oh no. I didn't mean to do that.
I suppose your only choice is to have a heart-to-heart discussion with Eddie. I'll be staying out of this. You can work this out together as a couple. I wish the both of you the best.
Margaret, you've got to talk some sense into Eddie.
Oh, you'd like me to give him some advice? Well, if I were to do that, it would probably be to tell him to divorce you.
No, Margaret. You're supposed to get him to not divorce me.
Do you honestly think I would take your side after everything you said to me?
But...
I gave you my answer.
Please, wait, Margaret!
I have nothing else to say to you, Rachel. Goodbye. According to Eddie, Rachel's older brother and his wife had just moved out of their parents' house, and Rachel's plan was to use that timing to move in. Unfortunately, Rachel's parents weren't interested in having her move in with them. With no place to go, Rachel initially resisted the divorce, but when Eddie threatened to get lawyers involved, she relented and they divorced amicably. Rachel's parents still didn't let her move back in after that, so she got a live-in job as a maid at a local hotel. But her habit of jumping to conclusions led to constant disagreements with customers, and she was fired. She repeated this pattern at every single job she got for the next several months. And word eventually got around to just about every business in town what a problem employee she was. So she had to move to a new city and start completely over.